Hi everyone, welcome back to Healthy with Nicole. In today's video, I wanted to talk about clean eating and how this could be a serious problem for your stomach. So a lot of people reach out to me and want to get help with their ulcerative colitis. And when we first start talking about, their daily habits, I often ask them about their diet and hear the words clean eating. So a lot of people say, well, I can't believe that I have stomach problems because I eat so clean. And so there's this kind of belief that cutting out all of these certain foods, such as meat, fat, sugar, processed foods I get, but those are kind of the meat, fat, sugar, dairy, these things that are supposedly unclean, I guess, that they're shocked when their stomach starts acting up. But so what is, if those are the things that are unclean, then what is a clean diet? Well, for a lot of these people, it is exactly that: dairy-free, often meat-free, often sugar-free. But these are the things that your body actually thrives on. So if you want to eliminate them, well, then what does that leave for you? So for a lot of people, that's going to be fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, grains, and legumes. And while fruits are okay and vegetables might be okay if you cook them, the rest of those foods are actually very hard to digest. And this is where I have a little bit of an issue with people recommending plant-based diet to those with ulcerative colitis. If you have a really strong stomach, you're probably going to be okay with those foods, at least for a while. I ate those foods for years, and it took a long time before I ever had stomach problems. In fact, it took probably multiple things to happen all at once. But when people say they're eating clean, just for example, let's take milk. So people will say, I'm going to eat clean and I'm going to eliminate dairy from my diet. But most of the time they're replacing it with a dairy alternative, or a fake dairy, if you will. And this is usually made of oat milk, soy milk, nut milk, all of which don't make milk, okay? So let's just start there. So that means that we're going to have to manufacture a food, which is not a real food, it's a product. And those products will have to have stabilizers, thickeners, and not sure what other ingredients are all in there. But those can be very irritating to the gut, especially, for example, the thickeners. When I was having ulcerative colitis, I was drinking a ton of almond milk. And at that time, the almond milk had carrageenan in it. And there are studies using carrageenan to induce colitis in rats. So probably not a good idea if you have colitis, and even if you don't. But that's just one example. There are a lot of foods that are promoted as healthy or clean eating, which I believe are because that turns people into buying these products. And it's profitable. Even if you were to eat whole foods, let's take the milk example again. Even if you were to eat whole foods, let's say nuts or your nut milk that you're gonna make, it's still containing a lot of irritants, whether it's the milk or the nuts themselves, because we have problems digesting a lot of the components that are in there. So there are gut irritants in there. There can be lectins. There can be seeds contain enzymes that are broken down after they're sprouted or when animals eat them. But in human digestion, those are defensive compounds. So nuts and seeds are particularly bad. So let's just say you're taking the whole food, okay? Nuts in their whole food form, seeds in the whole food form, grains and legumes are all very hard to digest. And so you have to have a really good, healthy, strong digestive system in order to deal with those. But what I'm seeing is that a lot of people will try to eat this way and even start having problems. And so there's this misconception that I'm seeing around clean eating, that everyone thinks that clean eating is a good thing. But the way I see it is that you're replacing real food that is not unclean, there's nothing actually wrong with it, with fake foods or products or even foods that are just difficult to digest. And so the name of the game here really is we just need to eat foods that we can digest and don't cause us any harms, that don't contain toxins, that are in their real food form. So yeah, of course, if your clean eating is gonna mean that you're gonna avoid all processed foods, I think that might be a good strategy. But take it one step further and omit the things that you have trouble digesting. And so if you're eating a clean diet, like I've had so many people reach out to me and say, I can't believe I'm having problems, I'm eating a clean diet. Okay, well that could be your problem right there. And so you might need to try eliminating those foods for a while and eating the easy to digest stuff. And by the way, sugar is not a problematic food. It's actually very easy to digest. It's what we've been taught and what people believe, that sugar's so bad. But your body runs on sugar, and your body will not do well if you eliminate all sugar from your diet. It's stressful. So you have to have some way to feed your body glucose. And of course, you know, fruit is a better source than sugar. But when people are replacing sugar with sugar alternatives, that concerns me, because a lot of these could be causing digestive problems. So instead of just trying to eat clean and using those kind of weird marketing terms, just eat foods that you can digest, and I think you probably will do a lot better on that. So I hope this resonates with some of you. I'd love to hear your feedback. Comment below if you've been down the clean eating rabbit hole and what you've experienced, and I'll see you in the next video.